Beat the system with charitable donations from your IRA. If you've reached age 70, you can make cash donations to IRS-approved charities out of your IRA. These so-called, even better, you may be able to implement the QCD drill starting with your 2018 tax year, even though 2018 is in your rearview mirror. That's the situation. Otherwise, you can do the QCD drill for this year, 2019, as long as you will be age 70 or older by 12/31/19. Hey race, what you need to know for both situations. Qualified charitable distribution basics. Qualified charitable distributions can be taken out of your traditional IRAs, free of any federal income tax hit. In contrast, unlike garden variety charitable donations, you can't claim itemized deductions for QCDs. That's okay. What counts as a QCD? To be a QCD, an IRA distribution must meet all the following requirements. 1. It cannot occur before 2. It must meet the norm. 3. It must be a Important point: if you inherited an IRA from the deceased original account owner, you too can do the QCD drill with the inherited account if you've reached age 70. $100,000 annual limit. There is a $100,000 limit on total QCDs for any 1 year. But if both you and QCDs have 5 potential tax-saving advantages. Advantage number 1. QCDs are not included in your adjusted gross income AGI. This lowers the Advantage number 2. QCDs always deliver a tax benefit, while regular charitable donations might not. The tax cuts and, for 2018, the standard deduction amounts are $13,600 if you file as a single taxpayer and were 65 or older as of 12/31/18. $25,300 if you and your spouse file jointly and one spouse was 65 or older as of 12/31/18, or $26,600 if both spouses were. $19,600 if you file as a head of household and were 65 or older as of 12/31/18. For 2019, the standard deduction amounts are $13,850 if you file as a single taxpayer and will be 65 or older as of 12/31/19. $25,700 if you and your spouse file jointly and one spouse will be 65 or older as of 12/31/19, or $27,000 if both spouses will be. $20,000 if you file as a head of household and will be 65 or older as of 12/31/19. These higher standard deduction amounts under the TCJA reduce the odds that you will be able to itemize deductions and gain any tax savings from regular charitable donations. Advantage number 3. A QCD taken from your traditional IRA counts as a distribution for purposes of the required minimum distribution RMD rules. Therefore, April 1st deadline. If you turn 70 in 2018 but have not yet taken the RMD for your 2018 tax year, you must do so by April 1st of this year or face a 50% penalty on any shortfall. The difference between the RMD amount for your 2018 tax year and your IRA withdrawals during 2018 plus any taken this year through April 1st. Then you must take your RMD for the 2019 tax year by December 31, 2019. In this situation, advantage number 4. Say you own one or more traditional IRAs to which you have made non-deductible contributions over the years. Your IRA balance. Advantage number 5. QCDs reduce your taxable estate, although that is not an issue for most folks now that the federal estate tax exemption for 2019 has been supersized to $11.4 million for singles and effectively $22.8 million for married couples. Are you a good QCD candidate? If you can afford to donate IRA money, you can benefit tax-wise if you match one or more of the following profiles. 1. You want itemized. 2. You want to avoid B. 3. You are looking for a. Should you consider taking QCDs from your Roth IRA? Generally, no. That's because the bottom line. The QCD privilege is a tax-smart opportunity for well-off seniors with more than enough money than for retirement and charitable inclinations. You can beat the system.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.